Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the prophets of Great Millstone for pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And I'd like to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that may be tuning in. So today, just dive into this quick video here on this topic here. This article is talking about how USDA approves the first ever cell cultivated meat for 2 American manufacturers. Now, we already know they've been talking about pushing these type of meats for a little while, but now they're just, it's starting to become the norm, right? Starting to become the norm. You go to grocery stores, you go out to restaurants, you don't know if they have cell cultivated meats or not. At some point, you're gonna have to start to ask. You're gonna be like, is this real meat or is it cell cultivated meat? And I bet they're gonna be like, oh well, real meat costs $5 more. I bet they're gonna start doing that, but we'll see what happens. But it says after years of research and rigorous testing, cell cultivated meat will officially become part of the U.S. food system, right? And that's probably gonna come to Canada, seen as they're trying to make Canada the 51st state, but when, who knows? It might already be out there. They're just not telling us yet. But it says California-based manufacturer U Upside Foods, which gave ABC News a look inside the facilities earlier this year, and Good Meat, a cultivated meat division of the plant-based egg substitute food technology company Eat Just, are the first U.S. Department of Agriculture approved cell cultivated chicken and meat producer, and has fully approved the U.S. government for commercial sales nationwide, which is crazy, right? And it says the food agriculture manufacturing industry has hailed this as a historic moment after years of investment in Upside Foods from Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and Whole Foods founder John Mackay, as scientists tout the lab-cultivated meat as a possible solution for global warming, inhumane treatment of animals, and growing global hunger. They're acting like they actually care about the world, right? Because global warming, that alone, all the stuff they're pushing with AI and 5G, 6G, that stuff causes more damage to the earth than real meat, right? And inhumane treatment of animals, if they did things the right way, that wouldn't be happening, because they're always trying to mass produce. They don't respect the land. They don't have land Sabbath. They make the animals grow in a inhumane environment, right? So they're the ones that create this environment, and they're trying to use that environment that they created as a reason that they should be pushing this lab-grown meat, which is obviously not even long-term tested, right? Just a whole bunch of foolishness, a whole bunch of debauchery always, right? And when you go into it, it says just pretty much on the same thing, but a scientific quest to feed the world, protect animals, and simultaneously cut down greenhouse gases emission in the cusp of major milestone in the U.S. And I bet they're actually going to create more greenhouses. I don't doubt it. Any way that they try to do good, they can only do evil, man. Esau can only do evil. They always try to push and act like they're doing good, but they can only do evil. And I'm going to dive into some scriptures in a second here. But it says in the last 5 months, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has cleared 2 American producers for lab-grown meat, bringing their productions to market, finding no questions about the companies. Claims the protein is safe for human consumption, probably based on some foolish way of testing, right? They always test in ways that don't actually make sense, and then push out these so-called proof that it's good for human consumption. Because a lot of the tests are funded by the same companies or the same owners of these companies, and then they do it in ways that they test on rats. Oh, if we give the rats a little bit of this with meat and they're fine, so that means the humans will be fine. Just a whole bunch of foolishness, right? Then 5-10 years down the line, you found that people are getting cancer, right? Just like how 5G, 6G, all this stuff is causing cancer, it's destroying the human body, but they don't talk about that, right? Anywho, I'm going to dive into some scriptures here, starting with Job 9:24. Y'all already know this one. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. That's going to a different thing, but if not, where and who is he? But the main point here is the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? The current global leadership is obviously not righteous. They're wicked. Systemic injustice isn't accidental. It's all by design. Everything they do here, killing people slowly, is all by design, right? Let me just see. So innocent or wicked. This is one thing, therefore I said it. He destroyeth the perfect and the wicked. In the scourge slay suddenly, he will laugh at the trial of the innocent. So hey man, that's exactly what they do, right? When the plague sweeps through, he laughs at the death of the innocent. So when that happens, these people, they're not going to be feeding these foods to their family, right? Bill Gates is not going to feed this food to his family. but they're going to sell it to everyone else to supposedly help everybody, help starvation, help with greenhouse gases, all that foolishness, right? Come on now. And a quick thing, and they say it's safe for human consumption, right? Just like how the serpent here in Genesis 3 and 4, the serpent said on Truman, you shall surely not die, right? Man, that's always what they say. Yeah, it's safer because just like during the time of the jump shot, right? During the time of the jump shot, they said, yeah, it's safe. It's good for you. You're saving humans. You're saving lives. You're gonna save your grandma. You're not gonna die. It's healthy for you. Then athletes start dropping down. The family members start dropping down. These people get sick. All this stuff, man. All these more and more diseases are coming out because of things that they get you to put in your body, and things that they put in the air, and things that they put in the food. And again, they're acting like they're going to save the earth, they're going to save the planet, but that's not what they're doing, man. It's just another form of deception, because that's all they do. There's just deception. They're always opposed to righteousness, right? Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, right? Because they're calling this fake food good, and they're calling eating animals evil, right? Like what? We're gonna stop treating animals inhumanely by feeding you guys fake meat. How about you just treat the animals correctly and follow land Sabbath and feed the animals real food so the body's not all fucked up as well, and stop injecting them with hormones and treat them like grow them up properly in an environment that's not stressful. Then the animals would not be treated inhumanely, and you don't have to kill them inhumanely. If you watch a lot of these documentaries on how they grow the animals, they have people watch animals that beat the animals and stuff. So it's causing stress hormones to, really flow through the animal's blood, which that's the state they killed them in. And then we're eating these animals that died in an extremely stressful state, right? Anywho, Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So they're backwards, man. They're always backwards, right? And verse 21, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. And that's them. We're going to save humanity. We're going to help the planet. It's better for you. We're going to feed the poor, which they already have enough money to do all these things with the natural way, but they don't care to. If they really care to, they'll do it that way. But it's all just a money grab. They see another way that they can make money. That's it, right? The entire system, political, cultural, spiritual, is corrupted. Yeah, man. Not like the people and the structure in that system, right? And lastly here, I want to bring out Psalms 10:2. The wicked in his pride thus persecute the poor, let them be taken in the devices that they may imagine, right? So it says in NLT, the wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor, and they may do this covertly. They do this covertly a lot of times in this kind of way. Again, 5G, 6G, a lot of stuff destroys people's bodies. These foods destroys people's bodies, so they're destroying you from inside out, right? The poor, because who's going to want to buy these meat because they're more affordable? The poor, right? Let them be caught in the evil plan let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. So they may not eat these meats, but they may have people going wild and attacking them because of what it does to their family members, to themselves, make them get sick, right? But hey, man, they'll succumb to their own wickedness in other ways, right? When they try to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels that come down, they're going to receive their just deserts eventually. But yeah, man, that's it on this topic here. So they're pushing out this meat, mainly in the U.S. right now, I believe. But it's likely going to be coming here eventually. It says Americans were estimated to consume roughly 75 billion pounds of red meat and chicken last year, according to USDA data. That's nearly 225 pounds per American. A lot of that's junk food as well. I think our cultivated meat as the one that can fill the delta between how much meat we eat now and how much more we're going to have to produce over the next 30 years. So they're looking at really replacing a lot of the real meat with fake cultivated, right here, cultured cell meat that is grown in steel bioreactors from animal stem cells that are fed in mixtures of vitamin, fats, sugars, and oxygen. And to look at that, they're going to be like, oh, it has more vitamins, it has more nutrients for you. It's not real vitamins and nutrients, it's fabricated ones. Your body does not process it the same. That's why a lot of people are nutrient deficient nowadays, right? The process results in real meat tissue without having to raise slaughter. Yeah, okay, sure. Real meat tissue, okay. Meat cultivated companies like Upside and some environmentalists say the technique has the potential to dramatically curb greenhouse gas emissions from traditional animal farming, which also requires vast swaths of land and water as well as antibiotics for disease control. See, again, the antibiotics and stuff, if they grew the animals properly, fed them properly, the animals wouldn't need all those antibiotics, right? Because they don't need that in the wild. Why do they all of a sudden need it after being taken care of by Esau? Anyhow, lastly here, it takes 2 weeks to grow the equal of one chicken, 1,000 chickens, or 100,000 chickens, said Valetti, who is a cardiologist by training that limits production in infrastructure. Yeah, just pure wickedness always. It's always a money grab. Says it can produce 50,000 pounds of cultivated chicken a year using current technology. It is 50 million facility. Valetti said Upside will need significant additional investments to scale up 400,000 pounds a year. Because again, it's always money for them. That's it. But on that note, I'm going to close. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim HaKadosh, and double honors to the apostles and the prophets of Great Millstone for pushing this truth in all sincerity and always educating the hopeful elect and Israel. And shalom to the sisters and brothers that may be tuning in.